Hi, it's Alexis. Welcome to the Artist and Business Community. I'm so glad you're here. Today, I'm talking about how we get artist results in our Optimized Artist Mentorship program. So I get this question a lot from people in our community. How do you end up getting artist results? What's different about what you do from every other program out there? Well, the first and foremost answer to that question is that we don't have a course. We have a mentorship. So I've talked about this several times, and I'm sure if you've watched our channel, you've heard me say this multiple times, but a course is where you have a set of lessons to watch. You take action on those lessons. If you run into a problem, you come and ask the questions to the person if they're there when you can. And then hopefully you figure that out and you move things forward. If you run into another kind of roadblock, what you're really bound to do is then figure out who you need to hire to help you with that outside of that course, because the people in that course are not going to be the ones to do that for you. So in our mentorship, the difference is that we do those things for you. We do pretty much everything for you to get your business up and running and moving in the right direction in terms of sales. And that's why there's 3 things we do specifically to ensure we're working with the right artists and moving them in the right direction to get them the results they need. Number 1, we don't work with everybody. This is not a course, it's a mentorship. Therefore, we are creating custom plans for every single artist we work with. We're seeing those plans through as a team, and we're working with the artist to fast track it so that we can get them from point A to point B in a set amount of time. From there, we can use those results to springboard off of and gain momentum towards consistent growth. So in order to do that, we can only work with 10 artists at a time. Like I said, we have a screening process that we take every artist who's interested in working with us through. The first step in that screening process is they have to fill out a questionnaire that lets us know exactly where they are right now. What is it that they're interested in seeing happen next in their business and why? And thirdly, have they put aside funding for themselves to invest in the growth of their business? Now, why is that so important? If we were selling a course, we would be asking that question because we'd want to know if they have enough money to invest in the course. That's not why we're asking it. We're asking it because we only want to work with artists who are in the right mindset to know that it does take an investment of not just money, but time, focus, and energy to get your business up and running. We want to know that the way you're doing one thing is the way you're doing everything when it comes to thinking about the growth of your business. You don't have any misaligned conceptions or illusions that it's going to be X, Y, and Z and this simple to get going. No, we want to know that your mindset is clear about what it takes to move things forward. So we ask that question and we take it seriously. Now, let's say an artist is not sure. They haven't thought about it yet. They haven't put anything aside because they genuinely didn't know how to think about it. This is a great answer because it's the truth, and we can always work with the truth. When somebody wants to move something forward, what we really need to know is, what do you know and what do you not know? And how can we help you bridge the gaps that are necessary to get you in the right state of mind so you are moving in the right direction? We can absolutely work with that. We just need the truth around it in order to do so. Then we can create a mindset shift that helps them understand, okay, this is where I need to be. Secondly, when we do work with artists in our small group of 10, we create custom plans based on what they want to see happen next. Now, what that requires is us being brutally honest about what it's going to take for them to get there. And that is not always what they want to hear. However, it is always in line with what it is going to take to get them there. So let me give you an example. A lot of artists think that they've invested money already in a website before knowing who their buyers are or how to sell to them online. And the website has just been sitting there for months. They invested thousands in it. The way they designed it was how they envisioned it in their own mind. The journey they take the buyer on is kind of hit or miss. It's based on more aesthetics than anything. And they're wondering what they need to do to use that website in a way that will lead to sales. And the hard and fast answer to that is at the moment, nothing. It needs to just sit there and we don't want to touch it until we know who your buyers are and how to sell to them. And for that, we don't need a website yet. What we do need is knowing what your high level promise of transformation is within your work so we can create a really strong lead generation plan, bring the right potential buyers in front of us, and test and offer with them, not once, not twice, but like 3 times, so that we understand what your audience's buying behavior is like. Because when people are investing in art, they're not just buying the art itself, they're investing in that promise of transformation the art brings to their lives. So that's why artists never really have demographics in common when it comes to their buyers. What their buyers have in common with each other is not income level, age range, interest, as much as it is the reason that they're drawn to that high level promise of transformation. So knowing that first enables us to hit the ground running, make the sales we need, and then redesign usually the website to create a better experience for the now known buyers we have in front of us. The third thing we do differently is we coach our artists. We don't coddle them in an effort to try to keep them with us because we're being nice and we're making them feel comfortable. Growing a business is extremely uncomfortable 99% of the time. So although we are always nice, we are also very truthful in letting them know that it's important to get comfortable feeling uncomfortable, because the moment you're hanging out right deep in your comfort zone and resting on your laurels is the moment your business will start to just coast and peter out 9 times out of 10. So it's a practice that we help put in place. We coach in a steady and firm way to keep everybody accountable and on track. And most importantly, clear about what your next steps are in the process. That is your roadmap, which is different from everybody else's. So one thing that happens a lot is when we talk to an artist who says, after we've explained exactly how we do what we do, when they ask us, do you have other artists I can talk to? The answer is no, we actually don't do that, because not only do we not want to disrupt our artists who are in the midst of focusing on their businesses and what it takes to maintain 6-figure businesses, 7-figure businesses, but also it won't matter at all what their results are, what their experience was in comparison to yours, because yours is going to be different from everybody else's. The results you get are contingent upon nothing compared to anybody else but you. So the artists who ask that question, we always know it's because they're experiencing some hesitation or doubt, either within themselves or with their own art and their confidence in being able to see themselves doing this, or in us and our ability to see things through. So if it's the latter, then we focus on clarifying exactly how we do things and how we see things through, which helps them really understand what our track record is and why, how we get results no matter what. And then secondly, if it's because of it's the former, their own confidence around it, then we have a long talk about that in terms of what has happened in the past that is making you feel like you might not be able to see this through, even though you want to. Because if we can get to the bottom of that, then we're all at level playing field and we can genuinely move forward. So I hope that answers that question in terms of how we help our artists get results from a high level. If you want to know more specifics about it, please go ahead and schedule a strategy session with one of our team members. Fill out that questionnaire ahead of time and take yourself through the whole experience. We'd be so excited to talk with you, and we'll be even more excited to look at what your genuine challenge is right now, because a lot of times it's not what you think it is. And once we can hammer that out and understand what it really is, then we can send you in the right direction. And I will tell you, it's not always with us. So sometimes we send artists to a slightly different place because that's going to give them the support they need better than us right now. Other times, of course, we're the ones to offer the best, and we'll let you know that as well. So we come to that conclusion together. Go ahead and the link is below if you want to schedule that strategy session and fill out that questionnaire. Otherwise, what I'd love to know from you is, what is it that you think you need to see happen next in your business online in order to get you from point A to point B? What's your perception of that? Share that in the comments below, just the one thing you think you'd need to do next that would really move things forward. And let's have a deeper conversation around that and see where that leads us.